Hi everybody, this is Dave Bradley and thanks for joining me on Dave Bradley Lifestyle. We are standing in Maumee, Ohio, and you can see some nice flags floating around in the background. Unfortunately, they're not doing that much movement because there's very little wind. It's really hot, but the sun's not out. That's good, but the humidity is really high, so we're already sweating. So we've had a great summer here in this part of the world, in the Northern Hemisphere, being the USA. Of course, this is a global lifestyle magazine, so hi, wherever I'm talking to you, wherever you're listening or watching this, it's great to have you. And today's topic I'm going to talk about is freedom. Freedom comes in different shapes and sizes and forms. I'm not going to get into too much freedom. I guess the ultimate freedom is total freedom from financial restraints, freedom of your time, so you can do what you want, go where you want, be with who you want for as long as you want. There are also going to be restraints on our freedom, because if you drive down the wrong side of the road and you break the law, well, the good chance is you'll end up in an accident. And seeing as I've lived all my life in England, New Zealand, Australia, I've spent a lot of time there, lived in South Africa, they all drive on the left-hand side of the road. Of course, I come over here and they drive on the right-hand side of the road. So the rule is, stay on the right-hand side of the road. When you're used to driving on the left-hand side of the road, driving on the right-hand side of the car, to change all that overnight is really interesting. So in the last 5 years, on a couple of occasions, I've been driving down the road on the wrong side of the road, and lucky enough, nothing was coming the other way. I had a couple of close shaves. So there are always rules. But the rule of freedom typically is, and depends on what your faith belief is. We all know that people have got a Christian type of faith, which is what I have. I'm standing in the grounds of my my in-laws church here in Maumee, Ohio, and I guess the ultimate freedom at the end of the day is that God gave his son, gave his life so that he died for our sins and we could be free. The real message from me today, once you've got that one set in stone, the other freedoms after that come along is living by a fundamental set of rules, so that we all make sure that we're doing the right thing, saying the right thing to each other, being the best that we can be. A couple of things that I would say would help you just to separate the issue of exactly how do we get free. The one of them I've already mentioned, that's the main one. The second one is the financial one. That doesn't mean that you've got to be completely debt-free, owe nobody anything. It just means that you have a certain amount of coming in from a source that you don't have to go to work for every day, that covers your incidentals, your bills and your overheads, so that if you don't work for a day or a week or a month, or even 2 months, and it has been said that most people are 2 months away from bankruptcy. So if we can't go out and exchange our time for money, when that money doesn't come in, usually within around about 2 months, of absolutely zero money coming in from any source, most people are pretty close to bankruptcy, if not already. So my message today is, the best thing that I've learned, I'm 53 years of age right now, the thing that I've learned the most is, I was a professional soccer player in my formative years as a younger guy, and it taught me a couple of things. The one main thing it taught me was, you can get paid for living your dream. The best way that I've found towards freedom is doing something that you love to do. It doesn't mean that you don't work. I've had people over the years say to me on different occasions as a motivational speaker, speaking at different seminars and conferences all the way around the world, well, if you do that well, why do you keep working? Because when you enjoy what you do and you're passionate about it, you actually don't see it as work. So, but that question is born from a certain place, that when you go to work, you're working, and when you're not going to work, then you're having fun. And a friend said to me one time, when you're doing a certain activity and you don't know whether you're working or whether you're playing, then you know that you've got it right in your life. What would that mean? It would mean that you're getting paid for living your dream, for living your passion, and even if you weren't making money from it, you would still do it anyway, because it's something that's important to you. So just a couple of quick things there. The two things that I wanted to explain to you about how to do that, the one was, how do we get to that place? The one was the financial freedom, having money coming in without you having to work all the time. That will give you some freedom of time and money, and some choices, and do the things that you want to do that maybe you don't have time for now. The second one is, your success will never outgrow your self-image. So my recommendation is, make a lifelong commitment towards personal development in improving yourself and your self-image. Just because you have a good self-image one day doesn't mean you're going to have a good self-image the next day or the next month. It can change. But if you bury yourself on a daily basis with something that's going to feed your mind, what goes in here eventually comes out of here. And we all know that can be interesting depending on who you're talking to and what they're going through at the time. Good talking to you. Don't want to hold you up any longer. Have a fantastic day. Thanks for joining me on Dave Bradley Lifestyle. We'll tune in with you soon. Bye for now.